Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
This is Dead Dick Hammer. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. If you do not turn into this jet station and listen to this on a repeat every time that it is on, I will break in your house while you sleep.
The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews, and today I want to broadcast a local guy here from Kentucky. He is out of Temple Hill, Kentucky. He is from the band Dead Dick Hammer. Mr. Dick, what's going on, brother?
How's it going there, Bob?
Hey, you know what? It's going awesome. I'm glad to have you on the show, and like I've always said, when this show got started, I was going to support the locals. Finally good to have you on here, so let's talk about the band, what's going on, and what's new.
Well, what's going on now is I'm sitting in an RV in the middle of damn nowhere, looking to go out and race some hell sometimes later in the night.
All right, so you guys are playing this evening, correct?
I'm playing some guitar with some friends of mine out on tour right now. I'm up in Cleveland, close to Cleveland, Ohio, as we speak, and we got some gigs up here, and then I head on up into Canada with these guys. I'll be on the road with them for the next 40 days.
Who are you guys touring with right now?
It's top secret. I'm not supposed to let the names out.
Little top secret stuff there. Okay.
But good stuff is going. A lot of stuff's going on. I just come back off of a tour with the Dead Dick Comet tour, which we covered 5 or 6 states right there in just a matter of a couple of weeks.
I don't want to get off subject here, but I want to bring this up. You've been at Scarefest, I think, 2 years in a row? Is that correct or no? Because I thought that you guys were down there.
We played at Scarefest over in Lexington this past October, or September, this past one, yeah. But I've been to Scarefest 3 or 4 different times. That's a pretty good show to attend. I enjoy going to those conventions.
Are you guys going to be a part of it this year again?
That's hard to say, man. I've got a tour kicking off. And what is the date for Scarefest?
September 12th to the 14th.
I'm in Toledo, Ohio at, I think, Frankie's Inner City or one of those venues. Maybe it's Long Branch and Toledo on the 12th. And I believe I'll be coming back from, it's looking like Elgin, Illinois on the 11th, Toledo on the 12th, and it's up in the air right now, maybe in Youngstown, Ohio on the 13th.
Okay.
You guys are... some dates we're kicking off from, because I know we'll be hanging out at Whorehound Mask Fest the weekend before.
Okay. And
then we're just going to kick our fall tour off just the following week. And just probably, we'll hit up those dates up north around the Michigan area, and then just work our way back down south, because I've got dates I'm working on now in New Orleans and Florida for mid to late October.
Now, you guys have a new album that's getting ready to come out, or are you guys still working on it? Let's talk about that a little bit.
We released our 3rd album, Foreplay by the 8-Track Player, last October, and that's what we've been touring with. We took the winter off and just because we needed to come up for air for a little bit, but we've been touring behind that album this spring and getting back and hitting it now. But I'm in the mix of also right now as we speak putting together a best of album where it's got all 3 of our past albums that we released minus all the interlude tracks, which is a straightforward, probably 15, 16, 17 track rock and roll album called Dick Tracks, and it'll be up for pre-orders. Hopefully within the next 3 weeks I can get that up and going. I'm looking to do probably we'll do, pre-order sales on it, possibly either a GoFund or a Kickstarter program to back it as well.
Okay.
Putting everything together and taking care of the artwork. The artist that I've got working on the album artwork for this one is your good friend we were just talking about, Dick Starr.
Oh, yeah. Man, he's an amazing artist.
And an awesome dude.
Yeah, well, God, yeah, he is. He actually did a design on my guitar and he did a big did a big graveyard scene and put names on the tombstones, and just really cool. And what really made my heart feel really big is on the top of the guitar. When I look down every time, I could see my dad's initials when he was born and when he passed away. So that was really cool.
That's awesome. I think I've seen pictures of that. Is it like a reversed Iceman guitar or an Iceman style guitar?
Yeah, it's like the James Hetfield ESP. It's like that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, he's an amazing artist.
This CD that you're getting ready to come out with, when can fans expect that to be out? Or you want to just take your time with this to put this together, or what do you do with that one?
This one I'm going to look to be putting out pretty quick because it's going to be a compilation of the last 3 albums we put together all in just one rock album. So it's just a matter of getting back to Plot 13, doing some remastering on the track, finalizing a couple of different things, and then hopefully have it available for digital download, hopefully the middle of July, early August. But all of our albums, minus the first album, Welcome Home Baby Doll, we sold out of press on it, and we've never re-released that album. But I'm looking to take the tracks off that first album, some of the musical tracks, and compile it in with this album, because we've had a lot of people ask us about that album over the past 3 years we've been touring.
Have you found it hard, since you wanted to do this compilation of the best of your music, have you found it hard to actually sit down and say, what am I going to put on this? You know, other than the fact of what you actually played live, or how are you going to work this out?
I'm just going to put all just rock music. I mean, we use a lot of interludes in with our albums when we record, little situations and little lead-ins to different tracks and kind of story tales between the songs. What I'm looking to do is just cut all of that out and just put all the songs on one rock album, okay, where there's no filler at all. So, I mean, it's not going to be an issue of ciphering out, you know, what I want to put on, what I don't want to put. I just want to put all music.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I get a lot of people like, man, this album rocks, and then you got like a kind of a creepy interlude in here, but it throws me off track of a rock album, you know. And so I just want to put something that's got everything on it. Yeah,
but you know, I like CDs like that. I like bands that bring diverse stuff, especially like you write one song, you're done, and then you build up to that next song, even if it is like an interlude or telling a story prior to the next song. I think that's fucking awesome, man.
I think it is too, but I've had so many requests for just an album that has just songs on it, and I'm kind of stepped back and I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's put it out. We'll put it out there, and if people still, if they like the interludes, then I'll continue to do the interludes on every CD that I'm working on from here on out. I'll always do them. I have a lot of fun making those things, and we hardly ever use any other kind of samples. We try to make our own samples, so everything you hear on the album was actually, it's done right there in our studio. We have a blast at it.
How did you get started, man, and how old were you, if you can remember?
I think I started playing music when I was about 6 or 7 years old and just kept at it. My parents got me into that when I was really young. They said maybe it'll keep him out of trouble and keep his mind straight. I got one of those minds that, I can sit here and have a conversation with you and 15 things be running in the back of my head at the same time. I'm preparing what I want for dinner tomorrow as we speak.
Yeah.
It's got catfish gravy involved in it, I know that.
Like you said, your parents kept you pretty much busy, and plus with music and everything. As far as bands, who were some of your influences?
So my influences?
Yeah.
Any and everything that sounds good. I don't like this damn new country nonsense. I don't like this boom boom racket and auto tune shit. I mean, that's I died in 1957. I was trying to rest in peace. That old shit come on the radio and woke me up. Now I'm just, I tour the world and I want to put an end to it. You got a hard on to kill mainstream music.
Let me ask you this: since you're from Kentucky, sometimes it's hard to get venues to accept our music and everything, the music that we like, especially horror punk music and punk in general, metal. Have you had a lot of support, and the venues, have they really accepted you to come in and play music and stuff?
It was hard to start with, but after you get out there and you show them how serious you are about things, and it's one of those things. If somebody's gonna have an issue or concerns with somebody going into their venue and expressing themselves in whatever manner, you step back and question that as well. If I'm gonna go here and pour my heart out for somebody or do whatever I do, and they're gonna have an issue with it, and maybe I just steer clear of that and find the right ones that work with you. And I think that's what helped us out. And I play 90% of our shows we play are outside the state of Kentucky. There's a few, there's a handful of venues in the state of Kentucky that I play at, and we were fortunate enough that we found that niche, that the venues that always treat us, well when we're there, and they treat us like family.
Yeah, and
those are the venues that I kind of, I want to stay true to anybody that's staying true to us.
I'm from Kentucky, everybody, and it burns me up. There's other music around here other than country and bluegrass. They need to open their eyes, because there's a lot of young talent around here that can play music unbelievably awesome. And it's a shame that that they have to leave Kentucky to go play somewhere.
There's a lot of talent that's around here that gets overlooked as well on that note, because, you have a handful of successful bands in the area. And what I see in the area that we grow up, you have, and play music around and stuff, you have a lot of those old-timers that are not even just the old-timers in general, but the new age people that are like, oh, so you play music? Oh, yeah. Yeah, cool, yeah, I play music. And, oh, yeah, well, my friend so-and-so, and he's in this band, just got signed to get picked up. You ever heard of him? A lot of that clingy, holding on to something that's not their situation. And that makes it hard to open up the doors for anybody that are out there trying to do something different as well, It's
hard, and just got to keep on doing what you're doing and believe in your music.
Or just believe in yourself in general. Yeah, as long as the music, as long as you're having good, fun time with it, and it's not so much like work. When the music starts feeling like it's work, and you're forced that you're having to do something or create something that's not you, then it's time to hang it up or research something else, I think it's why a lot of the new country that I'm hearing and new mainstream music sounds so damn mundane to me, is because it sounds like it's forced to sound that way. Because it sounds like the people that it's coming out of probably don't want to do that anyway, and they're, a lot of them are doing it for a paycheck.
Yep.
Or an ego trip.
What can fans expect at a show from you guys?
Straight up rock and roll show. I should try to be intense and give them a good hour, 90 minutes. If I can push up 90 minutes set, I'll do a 90-minute set that's usually 45 minutes to an hour straightforward rock and roll, not a whole lot of talking in between songs.
The first time you were on stage, man, you heard the fans singing along to the music. How was that for you?
That's pretty badass, but it's pretty perverted at the same time. Because if somebody took the time to learn our songs and know the lyrics to them, then hats off to them. But it's still, hell, I dug up a midget last night and had all kind of craziness. But when I look out and see people reciting words that I come up with, it's kind of like, oh hell, this is a whole different genre of people that are growing up, and this world is getting ready to go, into a direction that it shouldn't probably need to go into. But it's good.
Oh man,
I just want to kill the mainstream music, man. And as far as describing the show, is just the best way I've ever heard described is like, man, you guys are like pissed off and perverted rock and roll from beyond the grave.
That's what it should
I was like, you know what? I'll take that any day.
Yeah, because there's so many bands that it sounds like their music is being forced out there, and it's the same old crap.
And it is. It all come out of just a cookie box,
Yeah. What bands have you played with that you want to play with again?
All of them.
All of them. There you go.
All of them, and I try to book back with all of them. I mean, we've made great relationships on the road with every band that we play with.
Are there any new bands that you're listening to right now that you do like?
All of them. I like all the bands that we've played with. I mean, you got your assholes that run with the pack just like the rest of them. You just kind of steer clear of them,
What do you think?
There's some great bands out there. And I mean, as far as horror rock, there's new horror rock music coming out every day, and some great stuff coming from, and I'm glad to see that, that stuff is holding on as strong as it is. It's got a good following.
Since it's the digital age, man, do you think it's helped like local bands around here and just bands in general, or do you think it's kind of hurt everybody?
I think it helps as much as you want it to help you.
Yeah.
If you're just uploading your music and you're hoping for the best, it's a long shot. But if you're uploading your music and fully trying to take advantage of these, online sites, the Reverb Nations, even the old MySpace things that they had where people could actually, and YouTube,
Yeah, social media.
If you are pushing it yourself and you're getting out there and you're playing these shows and you're finding, if you put out something good that you feel, that you feel is the best thing that you could possibly put out, and you're having fun with it, and you're able to put that on record it with, you can even record it with a damn boom box, and throw it up on a Reverb Nation, if you're going to be, let's say you're in Kentucky and you want to go up to Michigan to play, and you go online and you research clubs that are in Michigan, and you send them links to that, and you follow through and you build relationships, and before you know it, you're going to be at those places and you're going to be playing at those things.
Yeah.
And before, with music, it was so hard because you had to put a lot of money into going into a studio, recording an album, putting a lot of money into pressing the album, to get it back, and then to find the places that would play and support it, as well as go in and have to put press kits together, mail press kits, mail it out to people, and hope like hell that you can get a gig out of them. Where now it's the digital age, if somebody's not taking full advantage of it, then they're, I think, that somebody's only cheating yourself with it. But as far as it helping music, I think it's helped music tremendously. I think it hurts record sales, but I think if you're out there playing and you're playing relentlessly and you're trying to do it well with it, then you can go out there and make just as much record sales at your shows, and and the people that see you at your shows and support you, they will buy your albums online.
As far as writing music, how much is it a relief for you?
To tell you the truth, if it wasn't for music and being able to sit down and write some of the stuff that I do, I would probably be sitting in one of the 6th floor rooms out there in Western State Hospital in Kentucky. Because it's a good way just to get aggression out and get anything that's out on your mind,
Yeah.
That's what it helps me at. My mind's at a constant idle. And, words, they don't, just usually with our writing process, I write the music first, and I sit down and listen to it a while and get it in my head, and next thing you know, it might take a half a gallon of liquor or something, but, I've got a song.
Right.
But it feels good, man. It feels good to write a song, and especially if it's one that sticks with you. If I write a line and I'm still saying it, 4 or 5 days later, and I'm like, well, that's pretty good. Or even if it sounds corny, I can put a play of words on it and maybe make it sound good.
Have you gotten emails or met a fan backstage or before the show and they tell you that, hey, man, your music's really helped me out or it's influenced me for positive reasons? What's that mean to you?
It means a lot to me in one way. Now, if I meet them backstage and they got a knife in their hand and they, that's a whole different ballpark.
Well, yeah.
I've had people send me weird pictures and shit, but that's cool. And I've had people send me lyrics to songs that they wrote, and hats off to them. A lot of them are good songs, And I think it's a good feeling when anybody tells you that that you have any kind of effect on their life. It's in a positive manner.
Right.
Now, if it's something in a negative sense, and they come to you and they're like, well, your song's made me do this, and then it's kind of time to step back and go, well, sorry, yeah.
Right.
It's hard to find a buffer line, I guess.
Oh, yeah, definitely understand that. Dick, how can people get a hold of you or stay in contact with you guys? How can they do that?
We got a website that's set up at deaddickhammer.com. That will lead them to a Facebook page, and people drop me lines through there all the time, and I answer any emails that come through that, as well as our email address is deaddickhammer@yahoo.com. That's the best way to get in touch with me about anything.
I want to thank you for taking time out to do this interview with me. I've been wanting to get you on here for a while now because I'm a big supporter of local music and try to do whatever I can for you guys. And I'm definitely going to support you all and play your music on the show here on BODS Mayhem Hour and Uber City Radio.
Well, I want to thank you, Johnny BODS, at the Mayhem Hour for having us.
Buddy, that's not a problem.
Thank you so much for all the support, man. And that's not coming from me. That's coming from anybody that you have on this show.
I appreciate that. That means the world to me, man. Before I let you go, will you care to do a promo for the show?
I sure will. What do you want me to say? This is Dead Dick Hammer. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. If you do not turn into this station and listen to this on a repeat every time that it is on, I will break in your house while you sleep.
Everybody stick around. We got some music coming up from Dead Dick Hammer and everybody. You only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour.
Love you, brother.
to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.